9 times out of 10, if your website or web page has already been optimized for SEO, but it's still not ranking in Google, usually it's because of backlinks. But what exactly are backlinks? To put it very simply, a backlink is basically when another website that's not your own links to you. That's all that it is. And a backlink falls under what we call off-page SEO. So you might be wondering to yourself, well, why does my website need backlinks? Does my business need backlinks at all going to the website? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. And I say unfortunately because obtaining backlinks for your website is usually the more difficult part of SEO, because everything that you've done in regards to optimizing the page, you can really look after yourself. But in regards to earning backlinks, there's a few other things that need to be in place before you can actually earn that backlink. So if it's a difficult thing to do, why go after backlinks at all? Well, there's a few benefits that having backlinks for your website draw to you to increase your business. The first benefit is that it can actually increase where you are in the results for Google searches. Now, the reason for this is because if your website has been mentioned by another relevant website and they actually link to you, that's actually a strong indication factor to Google that the page that you have or the website overall that you're trying to rank, well, that basically means that Google are getting signals that your website is actually relevant to the terms people are searching and therefore they can push you higher. Basically, Google take this as a trust signal or a vote. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that the more votes or backlinks in this case that you have, that you'll appear higher and higher in search results. You do need to earn relevant and higher authoritative backlinks. Now, we did recently do a video all about this, so I'll leave a link to that somewhere on the video and in the description below if you want to check that out. But today we're more so focusing on what are backlinks overall. Now, the domino effect to this is that if you are getting backlinks to your website and then Google start to push you higher in the search results, well, then you're obviously going to start getting more organic traffic to your website as well. Now, if the people who land on your website actually convert into a paying customer, well, that's also organic revenue that your website is now building via the backlinks that you've earned. Now, it's not just your Google searches where you're going to appear higher and increase your website visibility, because remember, the website that has mentioned you and linked to you in this case, well, whoever is on their website, they've only put that link to you with the intentions that that person more than likely is going to click to you to follow to your website to actually increase their customer journey or to move further on their customer journey. That means that when someone has clicked that link to you from another website, you are actually earning organic traffic that way as well. And like I mentioned a moment ago, there's a percentage of those people who will convert into paying customers. Another benefit that having backlinks brings to your website is it actually increases your brand awareness. The majority of backlinks for websites all over the world, and this includes huge names such as Amazon, eBay, Facebook, whoever it may be, the majority of the backlinks that they earn, the anchor text that's used, which is the actual underlying text that someone uses, is usually their brand name. So this also then increases your brand awareness in the marketplace. And because you're increasing your brand awareness within the marketplace, and usually you're going to get a link from a relevant website that's within your industry, well, that also starts to build brand trust with those people as well. And the best part about building your consumer trust via backlinks is that you're more than likely going to be linked and mentioned from a reputable source within your industry. That means that when someone is on the other website that is linked to you and they click the link to see your website, there's already an element of trust there. So your conversion rate is actually going to be higher, even if it's that person's first time on your website. Now, a hidden benefit that's also included in your backlinks is that your pages and the updates that you make to your pages could be actually indexed faster within Google search rankings. So how does this work? Well, bear in mind that Google is going through all sorts of websites and they'll do what's known as crawling a website every couple of weeks or so, depending on what kind of website that you have. Now, basically what's going to happen here is when someone else is linked to you, and if it's what we call a do follow link, which again we talk more about in recent videos, which I've linked in the description, if it is a do follow link, that means that they're telling Google's robots that when they've gone through their website, they've linked to you, then that Google robot is going to go to your website and crawl it perhaps more frequently than it would have done previously. So that means if you've made updates to your website or that page, whatever it may be, and you're waiting for those updates to appear and see where you now stand in the Google search results, well, this can actually prompt Google to go through and see the updates that you've made even faster. Now, as mentioned, I won't go into too much detail of what makes a great backlink because we've covered that before. However, the two main things that Google want to see is that it's a relevant link and it's from an authoritative website. Basically, that's what Google wants to see. So now that we know what a backlink is, and we know what Google are looking for within backlinks, how do we actually obtain these backlinks? Well, there are several different methods to obtaining backlinks, and we actually have a further resource about that on our website where we talk about 20 different ways that you can obtain backlinks that Google actually likes. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link for that also in the description below. However, the guidelines that Google really want you to follow is that links are created naturally. And basically what this means is that you've created content that's quite helpful to somebody that they're going to share it with their audience also. Now, an example of how this can really help you is if you make a statistics page about your particular industry. Well, we've seen from a lot of independent SEO studies that a lot of people want to link to valuable resources where they talk about different statistics. So for example, you could make a statistics page all about your industry, and you might find that naturally or organically, people within your industry start to link to it. That's really what Google want to see when it comes to building backlinks. But as I mentioned, there is several other ways that you can build backlinks and increase your backlinks quicker than what Google's guidelines may seem to want to follow. However, what you should not do is go against Google's guidelines. This can fall under what's known as black hat SEO. Now, at the time I'm recording this, Google actually released a spam update to their search engine algorithm only a few days ago. Now, basically what they're doing is they're now updating their system because there's a lot of people out there who've been building links that essentially are there to try and trick Google's systems. But Google are too smart for this. They're going to release updates to try and stop all of this sort of stuff. So even though that might be a quicker fix, it's only a short-term win. You will be penalized if you do that sort of stuff by Google in the future. And trying to get your website back in Google's good books, if it has been penalized, well, you'll be fighting an uphill battle. This is another reason why building backlinks to your website can be so confusing and so time consuming, because in order to do them correctly, it does take a lot of time and research to get the kind of links that Google want to see to your website that they'll actually reward you for. Now, in the near future, we will actually be making a video that's based on that resource that we have about 20 different ways that you can build backlinks to your website. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So that's going to bring me to an end of today's video, which was all about what exactly are backlinks and a few different things Google are looking for with backlinks. So I hope you got a bit of value from this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll speak again soon. Bye.